Coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios, this is Prime News on SABC 3. Here are the top stories.
As you see a son trapped in the South African flag, this is a symbol of honor.
The second of the 3 police constables who died when their vehicle plunged into Hennops River was laid to rest in Bloemfontein today.
The appeal is still ongoing that anyone who knows any information must come forward. The investigation is still open.
Sentencing procedures in the Jocelyn Smith kidnapping and human trafficking case will begin on the 27th of May.
Some are talking about the ticket. How these are the tickets? No, about 49,000, but regularly online.
Lack of tickets for tomorrow's Nedbank Cup final have left thousands of fans across the country stranded. Good evening and a warm welcome to Prime News on 3. I am Becky Mutumomolete and I'm pleased to be back with you this evening, bringing you the latest on what is shaping our world. Let's take a look at our top stories. Friends and family of the late 24-year-old Constable Linda described him as a young Kasi hero who was bound for great things. They say he was a loving person who was dedicated to his job. Various speakers spoke fondly of his love for his mother.
The son of a police captain was described as a shining star of progress in his neighborhood. From a young age, Constable Linda was tasked with big responsibilities that he embraced. His neighbor says the relationship he shared with his father was unforgettable and made him the man he became. His friend says he was expecting to speak at his wedding, not funeral, adding that Linda had a lot of dreams to fulfill and that after joining SABC, he started to flourish. Linda, they say, was only getting started.
So on the day that the confirmation came that you were gone, I was shattered.
I was blessed to know him not just as a neighbor, but as someone I watched grow from a little boy into a refined, polished man.
Deputy Police Commissioner says Linda knew the risk he took every day he wore his uniform. He says Linda was part of an organization that does a thankless job.
We heard of the rising star that he was in the field of cybercrime and his commanders. And the SABC at large we're still expecting to watch this star rise.
Police Deputy Minister has recalled how difficult it was when the bodies of the 3 constables were recovered from the Hennops River in Centurion. She told Linda's mother that even President Cyril Ramaphosa had recognized him as a national asset, hence the official funeral.
As you see a son with the coffin trapped in the South African flag, this is a symbol of honor to your son.
Those who choose this career path are a special type of patriots, and dare I say, they are wired differently. They make conscious decisions to put themselves in harm's way, in protection of the vulnerable in our society, with absolutely little to no regard for their own lives.
Kamkhelo Siekwi, SABC News, Bloemfontein.
Sentencing procedures in the Jocelyn Smith kidnapping and human trafficking case will begin on the 27th of this month. This was announced by Judge Nathan Erasmus in the Western Cape High Court today, where Kelly Smith and her co-accused appeared.
This is their first court appearance after being found guilty last week of commodifying the then 6-year-old Jocelyn Smith, the daughter of Kelly Smith, by trafficking her for payment or promises of payment. Jocelyn disappeared from a middle course home in Saldanha Bay on the 19th of February last year. The purpose of today's proceedings was to lay out the plans for sentencing procedures, which will take place later this month.
There will be another appearance in the High Court in Cape Town for the final transfer, but nothing will happen on that day. It will just be for me to ensure that the appearance in Saldanha is regularized.
The state and defence are expected to present arguments and evidence in aggravation and mitigation of sentence. The prescribed sentence for trafficking in persons is life imprisonment. Judge Erasmus has told the accused that the court will assist in facilitating consultations in the preparation of all necessary reports on the personal circumstances. The National Prosecuting Authority has confirmed that despite the ongoing investigation into Jocelyn's whereabouts, no new information has yet come to light.
The prize is to get Jocelyn possibly still alive. So that investigation is still open and nothing new that has come up.
The trio will briefly appear again in this court on the 23rd of May. Evidence is expected to be led on the 27th and 28th of May in Saldanha Bay, with Judge Erasmus expected to hand down sentence on the 29th of May. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.
The families of journalist Taserin Lovu and his partner Zodwa Mdluli are pinning their hopes on the DNA test to be conducted on the remains found in the bushes in Limpopo to determine if they are those of their loved ones. Police recovered the remains believed to be those of the missing couple in Ras de Winter on Thursday. The couple has been missing since the 18th of February. Police say one of the 5 people arrested for the couple's disappearance led them to the area where the remains were found. 5 suspects have since been arrested in connection with their disappearance. It's time for us to take a short break. We'll be back with more after this. Welcome back. Veteran Democratic Alliance politician, South African diplomat and retired attorney Douglas Gibson has passed on at the age of 82. The party he served for more than 40 years has confirmed. Gibson cut his teeth in politics in 1970 when the then United Party elected him to the Transvaal Provincial Council for the Benoni constituency. He became a member of South Africa's first democratically elected parliament in 1994 as one of 7 Democratic Party members following the 1999 general election, when the Democratic Party replaced the New National Party as the official opposition to the ANC. Gibson became the chief whip of the opposition. In January 2008, President Thabo Mbeki appointed him South Africa's ambassador to Thailand, a position he held for 4 years. Gibson leaves behind his wife of many decades, Pamela. The ANC's failure to transition from dominant to an inclusive political culture has contributed to the DA approaching the courts to seek recourse. This is according to political analyst William Gumede, who says the judiciary, in line with South Africa's constitutional democracy, can play a role in embedding a culture of compromise in the process of policy making.
Following the withdrawal of the proposed VAT increase and the setting aside of the fiscal framework by the finance minister at the end of last month, the ANC rejected the notion that this was a legal victory for the DA and EFF, but rather a political resolution rooted in consultation and maturity.
The ANC remains steadfast in asserting that the work of government must be shaped not by courtrooms and media spectacle, but through democratic consultation, constructive consensus building, and revolutionary responsibility to the people.
Mbalula's statement, however, comes after an out-of-court settlement was reached in the Western Cape High Court with the applicants who had challenged substantive aspects of the 2025 budget and the manner in which it was approved by Parliament. Political analyst William Gumede says that the DA's actions, despite it being a partner with the ANC within the GNU, could have been motivated by the larger party's approach to governance.
From the ANC point of view, it is they've been in power for 30 years, so there's a political culture. So, one doesn't change a political culture overnight. It's, because leaders have been used to make decisions based on majority dominance. So now to turn around and to compromise is not an easy one. It will get there over time.
He says parties in the GNU must strive to reach solutions not based on who has the most power, but what is in the widest interest of the country. Zara Groenewald, SABC News, Johannesburg.
The Department of Communications and Digital Technologies has congratulated the public broadcaster, the SABC, on the growth of its over-the-top streaming platform, SABC Plus, which has exceeded 1 million registered users in April. The platform offers audiences access to the SABC's 19 radio stations, SABC 1, SABC 2, S3, and the 24-hour news channel, as well as the SABC Sports channel. The department says the achievement will strengthen the public broadcaster's competitiveness and financial viability. And with that said, it's time for another quick break. We will be back after this. Thank you for staying with us. Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Dean McPherson says the pilot project to improve municipal infrastructure delivery is an important step to restore trust in government. McPherson signed a memorandum of understanding with the Governor Mbeki Umngeni and Metsimaholo local municipalities in Pretoria.
Adopt a Municipality Program is an initiative approved by the Presidential Infrastructure Coordinating Commission, chaired by President Cyril Ramaphosa. McPherson says that under the program, they've identified 24 projects, including waste, energy, water and roads, with a combined value of 3.5 billion rand.
It's truly transformative of what's going to take place in those municipalities. So Infrastructure South Africa are working with municipal officials to make sure that they are going to plan and prepare those projects in a way that is bankable and feasible.
Umngeni Municipal Manager Mzingi Sihloba says getting the right technical skills is one part of the problem.
The project is bringing a very good value to the municipality. What was more being a critical issue, firstly, it was the quality of the project preparation processes, but also the needed skills to make sure that the project are implemented on time.
Governor Mbeki, local municipality executive mayor Nhlakanipho Zuma emphasized the importance of this pilot project as infrastructure deteriorates rapidly in some parts.
In the current era where we live in, we are no longer traditional in terms of doing things. Therefore, there is a lot of social cohesion and there's a lot of integration in terms of communities. Therefore, we have to improve human dignity.
The minister outlined that these municipalities also met the criteria for the pilot project, given their financial standing and no adverse findings against them. Nosipo Khatebe, SABC News, Pretoria.
The Special Investigating Unit has been given the green light by President Cyril Ramaphosa to probe the affairs of the city of Mbombela municipality in Mpumalanga. This relates to the maladministration associated with 7 tenders issued by the municipality.
A municipality under investigation. The Special Investigation Unit believes that the state has unlawfully lost funds in the city of Mbombela. The SIU will probe any irregular, fruitless or wasteful expenditure incurred by the municipality. It says 7 tenders face scrutiny.
Tender 2, relating to the installation of internal municipal civil engineering services, construction of low-cost reconstruction and development program housing unit, and the provision of project management under the integrated residential development program.
The city of Mbombela says it welcomes the investigation.
We only learned about the intention to investigate issues of maladministration in the city of Mbombela by the SIU through their media statement. We have not been formally contacted in that regard, but we want to assure our citizens that as a city, as a public entity, we are ready to cooperate with any law enforcement agency, including the SIU.
The SIU says it will refer any evidence of criminal conduct uncovered during its investigations to the National Prosecuting Authority. Nhlanhla Jele, SABC News, Mbombela, Mpumalanga.
And now for your sports update. Lack of tickets for tomorrow's Nedbank Cup final have left thousands of fans across the country stranded. The tickets for the 56,000-seater Moses Mabhida Stadium were massively oversubscribed, leading to disappointment for about 10,000 fans. Organizers were left with no choice but to refund frustrated fans who will miss the final.
Tickets went on sale on Monday morning, but due to high demand countrywide, the server of the ticket provider crashed just hours after tickets were made public. This led to chaos ahead of the eagerly awaited Nedbank final in Durban between the two Soweto arch-rivals, Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. This resulted to over 10,000 tickets being overissued, leaving frustrated supporters nationwide.
80% of the people are refunded, so I'm not sure I'm in that 80% or what. So now I have to go to Durban, spend my money for transport, then arriving there, my ticket is valid. Now who's going to refund me there?
I think PSL and Nedbank, they failed us from the onset, whereby they're supposed to take that final to FNB Stadium to accommodate each and everyone.
The members of the Tembisa branch, led by a football enthusiast, Saddam Make, will be departing for Durban this evening.
8 o'clock, we are leaving at BP Garage with 8 taxis. Maybe only 30 people they have tickets. The rest, they don't have a ticket. They will make a plan for us.
Over 40,000 fans are expected to be part of this thrilling encounter between the two Soweto giants.
Mahudi Molapo, SABC News in Johannesburg.
It is now time for us to lift a lid on the latest weather developments coming up next.
Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to the weather desk. Now let's take a quick look at what to expect in our weather details for the rest of this afternoon and this evening. Clear conditions can be expected across the central and eastern parts of the country, while a cold front is approaching the country from the southwest, bringing in cloudy conditions along the south coast of the Western Cape as well as along the west coast. Tomorrow, that cold front will make landfall over the country, settling over parts of the Western Cape, bringing in some scattered showers and thunder showers over the southwestern Cape, but more isolated as you move further inland as well as the western parts of the Northern Cape province. We do have some weather warnings for this evening. A yellow level 4 warning for damaging winds along the south coast of the Western Cape and that southwestern Cape coastline, which may make navigating at sea quite difficult. Tomorrow, those warnings will continue. Damaging winds expected over the interior of the Eastern Cape, stretching all the way into the southern parts of the Northern Cape and eastern regions of the Western Cape province, with high felt fire danger conditions expected in places over the Eastern Cape, the Western Cape, as well as that southern regions of the Western Cape province. And again, damaging winds expected along the south coast of the Eastern Cape, stretching all the way into the coastline of the Western Cape province. We are also expecting a yellow level 4 warning for damaging waves along the coastal regions of the Western Cape, as well as that southwestern coastline of the Western Cape province. Overnight, temperatures to drop to lows of 10 in Dar, 6 in Bloemfontein, 4 in Bethlehem, quite cold overnight in Johannesburg with a minimum of 6, 10 in Pretoria, Sutherland remaining also cold with a minimum of 5. Cape Town will also have an overnight minimum of 13 degrees. Maximum temperatures expected to warm up quite nicely. Cool to warm conditions over the central interior. 24 as a maximum in Bloemfontein, Bethlehem. 23, similar conditions here in Johannesburg. Musina 30. Cape Town will peak at a maximum of 19 degrees. That's all from the weather desk.
That is all we have time for this evening. Thank you for choosing Prime News on 3. Until next time, from myself and the team, stay ahead of the curve. Good night.